Everything is coming together in ways you cannot yet see, and your only task is to stay ready, inwardly, mentally, spiritually. Readiness is not about striving, it is not about forcing or chasing. It is about assuming the end so fully that you no longer doubt its approach. When an outcome becomes natural in your imagination, life bends around that inner certainty. You begin to walk differently, think differently, and carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the promise is already fulfilled. That inner shift is the true beginning of every blessing. Many people wait for signs before they believe, but the one who understands the laws of consciousness knows signs appear after belief. The seed works underground before it breaks the soil. Your desire is no different. Its roots are forming in hidden places. Every coincidence, every delay, every closed door, every unexpected moment is orchestrating your good with precision. What looks like stillness is divine coordination. The universe does not respond to your wishes. It responds to your inner acceptance. The moment you say within yourself, "This is mine," the unseen activity begins. People move, situations shift, conversations take place without your awareness. Entire paths are rearranged just to bring you what you have already accepted as true. And while that is happening, your readiness becomes your greatest contribution. Staying ready means living as if the breakthrough is inevitable. It means refusing to entertain thoughts that contradict your desire. It means preparing the inner atmosphere so your blessing has a place to land. When you mentally dwell in the fulfillment, you magnetize the physical experience toward you, and the physical experience goes with you. Do not be fooled by outer appearances. Life is always slowest right before it changes. Nights are darkest before dawn, seeds are quiet before sprouting, and your dreams often feel most distant right before they manifest. This is the moment to remain steady. Hold the end. Walk in the feeling. Trust the invisible process that is unfolding for you. Everything truly is coming together, perfectly, precisely, and in a way that will make you grateful for every step of the journey. So remain expectant, remain grounded, remain ready, because what belongs to you is making its way toward you. And the moment your inner state becomes a match, it will appear effortlessly in your world. Your inner state is the cause. Life rearranges itself to match your assumption. Everything you experience on the outside is a reflection of what you have accepted on the inside. Most people try to change their life by wrestling with circumstances, by fighting conditions, by pushing against what they do not want. But the real transformation begins not with effort, but with inner alignment. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions form the blueprint from which your reality is constructed. When you shift the inner state, the outer world must follow. Every assumption you hold carries a creative power. It may be subtle, it may be invisible, it may feel insignificant, but it shapes the path you walk. If you assume lack, life mirrors lack. If you assume delay, life offers delay. If you assume that things never work out for you, the world arranges itself to validate that belief. But the moment you assume abundance, favor, and the inevitability of good things, the world reorganizes itself to support that truth. Life is incredibly obedient to the state you dwell in. This is why inner work is not optional, it is foundational. You can take all the actions in the world, but if they are rooted in fear, doubt, or desperation, they will produce more of the same. Action cannot override assumption. It can only express it. But when your assumption is one of confidence, certainty, and fulfilled desire, even simple actions carry extraordinary results. Everything becomes amplified because your inner reality is aligned with the outcome you seek. The world you experience is not random, it is not chaotic. It is an ordered reflection of your dominant inner state. If you want to know what you have been assuming, simply look at what keeps appearing in your life. Patterns are just assumptions repeating themselves in physical form. And the moment you change the assumption, the pattern must break. You do not have to beg, force, or struggle. The state you occupy becomes the silent magnet that pulls matching experiences toward you. When you assume something with conviction, you begin to think in alignment with it. You begin to feel the emotions that belong to that reality. You begin to move through the world differently. People respond to you differently. Opportunities reveal themselves. Pathways open. Life bends around your internal decision as if it has no choice, because it doesn't. Consciousness is the only cause. An assumption is the only method by which you set consciousness in motion. This truth is liberating because it means you are never a victim of circumstance. You are never powerless. You are never at the mercy of the world. You are shaping it from within at every moment. Change your state, and the world must change with it. It cannot resist the command of your inner reality. When you choose your assumption deliberately, when you hold it, feel it, and live from it, everything around you rearranges itself to match the truth you have claimed as your own. What you prepare for reveals what you believe is on its way. Life always responds to your inner expectation, and preparation is the outward expression of that expectation. The things you choose to focus on, the steps you take, the time you devote, and the energy you invest are all reflections of what you truly accept as possible. Most people prepare unconsciously, often driven by fear, doubt, or the habits of the past. They react to circumstances rather than assume the future they desire. But those who consciously prepare do so in alignment with what they already know will come. And in doing so, they signal to themselves and the universe that the outcome is inevitable. Preparation is not about forcing the future, it is about demonstrating inner acceptance. When you act as if the result is certain, your mind, body, and environment begin to align to that reality. Every action you take becomes infused with the energy of certainty. Your thoughts become clear, your focus sharp, and your decisions guided by an unseen intelligence that knows the end is already fulfilled. In this way, preparation is a sacred bridge between the invisible and the visible. It is proof of faith in action, a tangible acknowledgement that what you desire is already on its way. What you prepare for also reveals the quality of your belief. If you prepare with hesitation, half-hearted effort, or constant worry, it shows that your assumption is weak. You may wish for abundance, success, or love, but your preparation exposes the limits of what you truly believe. Conversely, when you prepare with full expectation, you show an unshakable trust in the outcome. You act as if the end has already arrived. You organize your resources, sharpen your skills, and cultivate the environment that will support your desire. This is not striving, this is alignment. It is a demonstration of the inner reality you have assumed, a proof that your consciousness has already claimed the result. Even the smallest preparations carry immense significance. Writing down plans, creating routines, visualizing steps, or organizing your surroundings. All of these actions are signals to your subconscious that the desired outcome is not a distant possibility, but an immediate reality. The universe always mirrors this readiness. Opportunities begin to appear. People show up at the right moment. Circumstances bend in your favor. Preparation, when done from the state of already having, acts as a magnet, drawing the unseen forces into the physical world to support your assumption. What you prepare for is a direct reflection of your belief. It reveals the inner state that governs your outer experience. The outer world cannot contradict what your consciousness has accepted. It will respond to the blueprint you have created internally. Therefore, preparation is not just a practical step. It is a spiritual declaration. It is a statement of faith, a proclamation that you already occupy the reality you desire, and that the world must arrange itself to match the conviction you have expressed. Through preparation, you reveal, strengthen, and solidify the reality that is already coming to meet you. Alignment always precedes manifestation, and understanding this principle is the key to effortless creation. Nothing in the outer world can appear until it has first been established within. Every accomplishment, every blessing, every change in your life begins as an inner state before it becomes an external reality. The person who achieves, receives, or manifests is not merely taking action in the physical world. They are first existing as the person who has already received. The alignment of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and expectations forms the invisible foundation upon which the physical outcome is built. Without this alignment, effort alone will always fall short, no matter how much energy or time is invested. To align with what you desire means to inhabit the consciousness of already having it. It is not wishing, hoping, or striving. It is living in the awareness of fulfillment. When you mentally and emotionally occupy the state of the end, your actions, reactions, and choices naturally flow from that reality. You carry yourself differently, speak differently, and think differently. Every decision is informed by the assumption that what you desire is not in the future, it is your present. This is the subtle but powerful secret. Your outer life is a reflection of the inner state you maintain. When your inner reality is complete, the outer reality must conform. Many people try to manifest through effort alone. They chase, negotiate, and struggle, believing that external work is what produces results. Yet, without inner alignment, these efforts are often scattered and ineffective. The universe cannot contradict your dominant state of consciousness. If doubt, fear, or scarcity dominate your mind, the outer world mirrors these conditions. Conversely, when you fully embody the version of yourself that has already received, the outer world cannot help but follow suit. Circumstances, people, and events begin to arrange themselves in perfect harmony with your inner reality. Opportunities appear effortlessly, doors open, and synchronicities multiply, all because you have become the person who naturally attracts that reality. Becoming the version of you who already has it is not a temporary exercise. It is a sustained inner commitment. It requires attention, practice, and faith. Every thought, feeling, and perception must be aligned with the truth of fulfillment. You must refuse to entertain the reality of lack or limitation. You must cultivate the emotions, the confidence, and the perspective of someone who is already living the life you desire. In doing so, you are not creating from nothing. You are unveiling what already exists in the unseen, allowing it to manifest in the tangible world. Alignment is the precursor to manifestation because the universe responds to consciousness, not to effort alone. When you live as the person who has already received, you become a beacon that draws your desires into form. This is why the wise focus first on inner transformation, knowing that every external expression is born of inner state. To manifest effortlessly, to create with certainty, you must first align fully with the reality you wish to see. Embody it, feel it, live it, and the universe will move to make it visible. Delays are not denials, they are adjustments, preparing the perfect moment. One of the greatest misunderstandings in life is believing that when something we desire does not appear immediately, it has been withheld from us. In reality, the universe is always orchestrating events with precision, timing, and intelligence beyond our comprehension. What may feel like a setback, a pause, or an obstacle is often the silent work of forces, arranging circumstances to ensure that the manifestation of your desire occurs in its most perfect form. Delay is not opposition, it is preparation. When you trust in the unseen and recognize the wisdom behind timing, you begin to see delays differently. They are not signs of failure, they are proof that the desired outcome is being meticulously aligned. The outer world often moves slower than the mind expects, but this slowness is never wasted. Every delay allows for the subtle adjustments, the unseen refinements, and the unfolding of conditions that must be in place for the manifestation to be complete. Life is always moving toward your good, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Each pause, each moment of waiting, is an opportunity to strengthen your alignment, clarify your vision, and refine your inner state. Delays serve another purpose. They reveal the depth of your belief. When desires do not manifest immediately, your faith and assumptions are tested. If you become impatient, doubtful, or fearful, you are unconsciously signaling that you are not yet in alignment with the reality you seek. On the other hand, when you remain calm, confident, and expectant, you demonstrate inner readiness. This readiness is the magnet that draws the circumstances into harmony with your desire. The universe does not respond to time. It responds to the state you occupy. Patience is not passive. It is active faith in the unseen process. An acknowledgement that what you desire is already on its way and will appear at precisely the right moment. Every delay also allows for better preparation on a practical level. Opportunities, people, and resources often emerge gradually, and their timing must align with your readiness to receive. Sometimes, an early manifestation may not have yielded the best outcome or the highest benefit. Delays ensure that the conditions are perfect, that the timing is ideal, and that the experience itself is maximized for your growth, joy, and satisfaction. In this way, what seems like waiting is actually the invisible hand of intelligence, shaping the circumstances for the most extraordinary result. Understanding that delays are not denials transforms your perspective. You begin to trust the process, embrace the pause, and align your thoughts and emotions with the inevitability of fulfillment. Every moment of apparent waiting becomes a chance to deepen your inner state, strengthen your assumptions, and live in the certainty of what is already yours. The universe never hurries, yet nothing is ever lost. The delay is always purposeful, always strategic, and always leading to the perfect moment when your desire will appear fully and flawlessly. Patience and readiness are your allies. Trust and alignment are your guides. When you embrace this truth, you realize that delay is not a wall to stop you, but a bridge, preparing the way for your ultimate victory. The unseen is more powerful than the seen. And trusting what you have accepted within is the secret to true creation. Everything that exists in the physical world first originates in the invisible realm. Thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, and imaginings are the unseen forces that shape reality, long before they appear as tangible outcomes. Yet, most people place their faith in the external world, believing that what they see is the ultimate truth. This is why so many struggle, for the visible world is merely a reflection of the invisible, not the source of creation. To master life, you must learn to trust what has already taken root in your imagination and inner consciousness. When you accept a desire as fulfilled within, it is already operating in the realm of the unseen. Your belief, your feeling, and your assumption are like seeds planted in fertile soil. The growth is invisible at first, yet inevitable. It is not necessary to see immediate evidence because the unseen is far more potent than any visible circumstance. The moment you feel, believe, and assume something as true, the laws of life respond. Your inner acceptance sets into motion the chain of events that will inevitably bring your desire into the external world. What you hold within is stronger than any obstacle, limitation, or doubt that appears on the outside. Trusting the unseen requires a deep inner conviction. It requires living from a state of completion rather than lack. When you accept that what you desire already exists within your consciousness, you no longer rely on outside confirmation. You no longer chase after signs, explanations, or guarantees. The unseen operates with perfect precision, and it always fulfills the inner assumption. Patience, faith, and alignment are the instruments through which this power manifests. By trusting what you have accepted internally, you allow the unseen forces to work unhindered, to orchestrate circumstances, guide people, and arrange events in perfect harmony with your inner reality. The visible world often appears unpredictable, chaotic, or contradictory, and this can tempt you to doubt the power of the unseen. But appearances are deceptive. Outer conditions are temporary and mutable, constantly shifting like clouds in the sky. The inner state, once firmly assumed, is constant and unshakable. It acts as a magnetic field, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and experiences that correspond to your acceptance. The unseen does not move at the pace of the world, it moves at the pace of belief. It is silent, unseen, yet infinitely more potent than any external circumstance. By trusting what you have accepted within, you step into the true creative role in your life. You become the architect of your reality, no longer a passive observer or victim of conditions. You understand that every outer event is a reflection of your inner state, and that by mastering the unseen, you master the seen. Every assumption you hold, every feeling you nurture, and every inner conviction you embrace sets into motion a force that shapes the physical world. The unseen is the blueprint, the invisible hand guiding reality. Trust it, live from it, and you will witness the miraculous power of life, responding to the truth you have claimed within yourself. When everything looks still, the shift is happening behind the scenes. Stay ready. Life has a way of moving in silence long before anything becomes visible. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean progress is not unfolding. The greatest changes often occur in phases that feel quiet, slow, or uneventful. These moments test your patience, your faith, and your ability to maintain the inner state of already having what you desire. But beneath the surface, beyond your senses, forces are rearranging circumstances to align in your favor. The stillness is deceptive. It is the space where the invisible becomes inevitable. Every meaningful transformation begins in the unseen. Think of a seed buried in the soil. For a long time, nothing appears to be happening. No sprouts, no leaves, no signs of growth. Yet inside that seed, life is forming, roots are extending, and structure is developing. If you judge the process by appearances, you would believe nothing was working. But nature operates in hidden ways, and so does your destiny. When nothing is moving externally, everything is preparing internally. Life is creating openings, merging paths, shifting people, and aligning opportunities. What feels like stagnation is actually divine preparation. This stillness requires a particular kind of readiness, not anxious readiness, not frantic preparation, but calm expectation. It is the readiness of someone who knows the promise is maturing invisibly, the readiness of someone who understands that silence is not abandonment, but orchestration. When you remain ready during these quiet phases, you keep your inner state aligned with the outcome. You do not collapse into doubt or impatience. You do not let circumstances dictate your belief. Instead, you hold the feeling of fulfillment, trusting that the unseen is working more powerfully than the seen. Staying ready also means maintaining the mental environment where your desire can manifest. It means refusing to contradict your vision with thoughts of lack, delay, or impossibility. It means responding to the stillness with faith rather than fear. When you stay ready, you prepare your inner and outer world for what is coming. You sharpen your mindset, strengthen your conviction, and embody the version of yourself who already has the blessing. You become a match to the manifestation long before it arrives, ensuring that when it comes, you are prepared to receive it fully. The truth is, life rarely announces when a breakthrough is approaching. It often comes disguised in silence. The shift happens backstage, hidden from view until suddenly everything unfolds at once. Doors open, opportunities appear, and what once felt delayed arrives with astonishing speed. But this rapid manifestation is always preceded by a period of quiet internal realignment. If you mistake that silence for failure, you interrupt the process. But if you honor the stillness, you accelerate the unfolding. So stay ready, stay centered, stay aligned. Trust the hidden movements that are shaping your future. When everything looks still, remember that the shift is already happening behind the scenes. Life is rearranging itself to meet the truth you have accepted within. Your readiness is your signal to the universe. I am prepared. I am aligned. I am expecting the best. And when you hold that state, the breakthrough becomes unavoidable. In conclusion, everything you desire is already aligning in the unseen, quietly arranging itself to match the state you occupy within. Your inner assumptions, your preparations, your alignment, your patience, and your trust are the forces that shape reality even before it becomes visible. Delays are not denials. The unseen is more powerful than the seen, and readiness is your key to receiving. When you live from the feeling of fulfillment, when you embody the version of yourself who already has what you seek, the universe cannot help but respond. Life is always working in your favor, even when it appears still, and the moment of your manifestation is closer